Welcome to ComfortTV.channel news, bringing you verified and balanced news from Nigeria and around the world. I am Faith Kevin. Thanks for joining us. In the headlines, the Nigerian Justice Ministry yet to deploy staff. Bandits kidnap 2 immigration officers in Benue State. Anambra rejects 2025 state ranking. Police to impound vehicles with unauthorized government official Nance number plate. Cattle market closure. Miyetti Allah urges Kwara government's intervention. Benue Commissioner Subeb chairman visit pupils injured in Ukum school explosion. On business news, Governor Mbah of Enugu State says to generate 1,000 megawatts from coal. NAF strikes on illegal refineries boosts oil output to 1.71 million barrels per day. On foreign news, GCC Secretary General praises Qatar's effort in release of UK citizens detained in Afghanistan. And on sports, Lagos ready for international boat race. Now the news. More than 18 months after recruitment, dozens of newly employed staff of the Federal Ministry of Justice have yet to assume duty despite being issued appointment letters over a year ago, sparking growing frustration and uncertainty among the affected officers. No fewer than 35 employees successfully scaled through the 2024 recruitment exercise and were duly issued appointment letters, but they have since been left in limbo with no clear communication from the ministry on when they would officially resume. According to reports gathered, the affected employees applied for positions at State Council in April 2023, were invited for interviews in October 2023 and later received messages from the Federal Civil Service Commission notifying them of their appointment letters. They were subsequently directed to complete documentation at the office of the head of the Federation in April 2024. Sources disclosed that while some of their colleagues recruited during the same period have since been posted to other ministries, departments, and agencies of the federal government, those meant for the Ministry of Justice remain idle. State counsels and lawyers who represent the Nigerian government in court cases are essential to the ministry's operation. Some of the recruits who spoke on condition of anonymity for fear of victimization lamented the financial and emotional strain caused by the prolonged delay. Ironically, the Ministry of Justice has frequently decried the shortage of state counsel, a situation that often leads to unnecessary adjournments and prolonged litigation in the Nigerian courts. According to the recruits, many of them resigned from their previous jobs after receiving appointment letters, expecting to resume duty immediately, only to find themselves unemployed for more than a year. Another affected recruit said sometime around April 2024 they were invited to go for the documentation. And a few weeks after submitting letters to the ministry, they heard rumors that some senior officers at the ministry had vowed to frustrate the recruitment done by the Civil Service Commission. The recruits appealed to the federal government and Minister of Justice to urgently intervene to ensure that their efforts and aspirations to serve the country are not wasted. Efforts by our correspondents to get an official response for the Ministry of Justice proved abortive, as calls and messages sent to the media aid of the Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation, Mr. Kamoruddin Ogundele, were not returned at the time of filing this report. Unknown gunmen suspected to be bandits have reportedly whisked away at least 2 officers of the Nigerian Immigration Service in Ukum local government area of Benue State. In a publication, popular counter-insurgency expert Zagazola Makama stated that sources confirmed the victims identified as Orasur Oliver Orsie of Jato Aka and Orwese David James, who were serving at the Immigration Forward Operations Base in Adigbo. According to reports, the immigration officers were deployed to a border checkpoint in Ugbema Buruku local government area on September 10. The officers were returning from duty on a motorcycle when they were waylaid. The incident was later reported to the divisional police officer in Kwande by another immigration officer, Sheikha Yosef, on September 18. Security sources have disclosed that anti-kidnapping and tactical team have since been mobilized to track the suspect and rescue the abducted officers. The Anambra State government has rejected the 2025 PCL State Performance Index, calling it deeply flawed and misleading after the state dropped from 8th in 2024 to 34th. Mrs. Chiamaka Nake, Anambra's Commissioner for Budget and Planning, released a statement accusing Phillips Consulting Limited of applying an unscientific and biased methodology in the report. Nake criticized the report's reliance on a sample size of only 78 respondents, arguing that such a figure was invalid for a state with a population exceeding 6 million residents. She further criticized the report's focus on perception and expenditure data, saying it failed to evaluate actual outcomes or measurable development results across sectors in the state. The commissioner outlined key state achievements she said were ignored, including free education from nursery to SS3, recruitment of more than 8,100 teachers, and a 27% in enrollment. Nake said Anambra ranked first nationally in the 2024 UNICEF-led healthcare challenge, and more than 120,000 women had accessed free maternal care across various state-run health facilities. She also highlighted infrastructure milestones, saying more than 546 kilometers of roads completed within 3 years, plus several flyovers and strategic bridges delivered under the current administration. The commissioner urged PCL to adopt rigorous methodologies, including proper fieldwork, representatives, sampling, and the use of objective, outcome-based indicators that reflected real progress across states. The police in Ondo states have reiterated their commitment to impound any vehicle using unauthorized government official or National Association of Nigerian Students (NANS) number plates in the state. Mr. Adebowale Lawal, Commissioner of Police in the state, made this known while speaking to newsmen regarding efforts to reduce crime rates in the state. Lawal, who was recently deployed to the state, said that the rate of crime had been reduced due to the robust collaboration of other sister agencies and residents of the state. He said there were indications that some people were using fake and unauthorized number plates to perpetrate crimes in the state, saying there was a need for them to desist or face the full wrath of the law. Lawal called on Nigerians to join hands with the police in fighting crime, thanked the respected General of Police IGP and Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa for their support in combating crime and criminality on the waterway and interland. He says the priority is the safety of the good people of the state, to protect their lives, protect their properties, so that the vision and mission of the government will come to fruition. The Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria, MACBAN, appealed to the Kwara government to urgently intervene in the closure of cattle markets in 7 local government areas in the state. The appeal followed the closure of cattle markets due to insecurity by the 7 local government chairmen in the Kwara South Senatorial District of the state. In a statement in Ilorin, the MACBAN Kwara chapter chairman Alhaji Shehu Garba described the move as hasty and lacking proper consultation with stakeholders, including traditional rulers, market leaders, and traders. Garba expressed concern that traders were not informed of the directive beforehand, adding that many still arrived at the market with their goods only to face uncertainty. According to him, the action could worsen the already difficult economic situation for families in the affected communities and beyond. Garba urged the state government to prevail on the chairman of Ifelodun, Isin, Irepodun, Ofa, Ekiti, Okero, and Oyun local government areas to reverse the closure in the interest of fairness and justice. According to reports, the Kwara South Senatorial District of the state had witnessed a rise in the cases of kidnapping and banditry of recent, with recorded cases of loss of lives that have led to certain security measures. Executive Chairman of Benue State Universal Basic Education Board, SUBEB, Dr. Grace Adagba, in company of the Commissioner for Education and Knowledge Management, Dr. Margaret Adamu, has visited hospitalized pupils of the local government area primary school, Ata, in Ukum local government area of the state, who were victims of a recent explosions on the school's premises. It was gathered that the cause of the explosion is still being investigated. At St. Anthony's Hospital Zaki Biam, where the students are receiving treatment, Dr. Agdaba explained that the delegation was there to assess the condition of the affected pupils. The SUBEB chairman, in a statement by the information officer, Emanuela Akesa, said these children are very dear to them. The suburb chairman said the team would also assess the level of damage to the school, assuring that immediate steps will be taken to commence repairs on the school's facility. On her part, Dr. Adamu appreciated the chairman of Ukum Local Government Council, Jonathan Modi, for his prompt intervention in ensuring the well-being of the children. She also commended the management of St. Anthony's Hospital for giving the pupils timely medical attention and prayed God to grant them speedy recovery. ComfortTV.channel's news returns shortly with business, foreign, and sports news. On business news, the governor of Enugu State, Dr. Peter Mbah, has declared that coal deposits in the state will be used to generate 1,000 megawatts of electricity and will not be treated as a stranded asset without adequate compensation. Mbah explained that coal deposits in the state have about 0.5 sulfuric content, saying he was counting on technology to make the impact of coal utilization on the environment minimal. Mbah made this declaration in Lagos when he was the guest of the Nigerian British Chamber of Commerce (NBCC). Mbah also said that his administration had cut the crime rate in the state by 80% and was putting infrastructure in place to attract 3 million visitors per year. Meanwhile, speaking, the British Deputy High Commissioner, Mr. Johnny Baxter, said the United Kingdom and Nigeria share a dynamic, long-standing and multidimensional trade relationship that is currently valued at 7.9 billion euros, the highest figure since records began, which continues to increase every year. Baxter added that the United Kingdom is currently the biggest investor in Nigeria, accounting for about 65% of all foreign direct investments flows into the country. He described it as a demonstration of the depth of commitment based on historic ties. Still on business, sustained airstrikes by the Nigerian Air Force on illegal refineries have significantly boosted Nigeria's oil output to 1.71 million barrels per day in the Niger Delta. The Commander Air Component of Operation Delta Safe ACOPDS Group Captain Abdulafiz Opaleye made this known during a periodic brief at the NAF headquarters. Opaleye stated that daily sorties were targeting oil theft networks across 7 Niger Delta states following the directive of the Chief of the Air Staff, CAS, Air Marshal Hassan Abubakar. He explained that the operations neutralized 12 criminals, arrested 6 suspects, destroyed illegal refining camps, and eliminated cooking tanks and reservoirs. Opaleye noted that the security gains were translating into improved oil output. In his brief, the Chief of Training and Operations, NAF AVM Francis Adosa, stated that the unit executed 117 missions, 189 sorties, and 192 flights hours from May to July. Edosa added that the operations consumed more than 60,000 liters of Jet A1 fuel and destroyed 25 cooking tanks, 11 reservoirs, and 3 drums used in illegal refining. He reiterated the NAF's commitment to sustaining the tempo towards stabilizing the Niger Delta, safeguarding oil revenues, and ensuring Nigeria's skies remain hostile to saboteurs but safe for legitimate operators. In the foreign scene, Riyadh's GCC Secretary General Jassim Mohammed Al-Budawi praised the state of Qatar's efforts in the release of UK citizens detained in Afghanistan. Al-Budawi said in a statement that the efforts reflect the state of Qatar's commitment to enhancing security and stability in the region and the world, as well as its ability to communicate with all sides of a conflict through its wise policy of mediation and dialogue. Still on the foreign scene, Nepal's interim prime minister pledged on September 19th to fight corruption, create jobs, and raise living standards in her first public comments since coming to office after youth-led protests toppled the government. Ms. Sushila Karki said the protest that left at least 72 people dead and forced her predecessor, KP Sharma Oli, to quit had been triggered by frustration over growing corruption and other failings. Authorities have said more than 2,100 people were injured in the unrest that raged for 2 days last week. Arson and vandalism caused extensive damage to private and public property, including the complex housing the Prime Minister's office, the Supreme Court, and the Parliament. The former Supreme Court Chief Justice was appointed to the post last week following talks between representatives of the protesters, the President, and the Army Chief. Ms. Karki, the first woman to lead Nepal, was tasked with holding parliamentary elections on March 5. She said the government was committed to creating employment, raising the quality of life, and increasing transparency in its work. Losses from the damage could reach $1 billion to $1.5 billion, according to Mr. Kulman Gishing, Minister for Energy, Physical Infrastructure, Transport and Urban Development. He visited some public buildings set ablaze in the capital Kathmandu and appealed to Nepalese at home and abroad to contribute to the reconstruction. A Supreme Court official said some hearings were taking place in tents as most court structures, documents and IT systems were destroyed during the unrest. Police spokesperson Binod Gimir said officers had received more than 30,000 emails after asking the public to send in videos, photographs and other documents to help them investigate the violence. The unrest has heightened risks to Nepal's economic and fiscal outlook and may pressure its credit metrics. On sports, the Lagos state government says it is fully prepared to host the forthcoming international boat race, assuring participants and residents of adequate safety on waterways. The General Manager of Lagos State Waterways Authority, LASWA, Emmanuel Oluwadamilola, said the state had over the years invested heavily in safety infrastructure to secure its waterways. He explained that Lagos had consistently enhanced facilities, making it the safest state for water transportation in Nigeria, with all necessary safety infrastructure in place. Oluwadamilola said patrol boats had been deployed, while collaboration with the Marine Police and Nigerian Navy would ensure effective surveillance across the waterways. Staying on sports, Ezekiel Nathaniel made history for Nigeria at the Tokyo 2025 World Championship, breaking the national record in the men's 400-meter hurdles final with a blistering 47 minutes 11 seconds to finish fourth. Nathaniel was briefly celebrated as World Championship bronze medalist after American Rai Benjamin, the initial winner, was disqualified for a lane infringement. However, after an appeal, Benjamin's result was reinstated, returning him to the gold medal position and pushing Nathaniel back to fourth place. Nathaniel's 47 minutes 11 seconds was just 0.05 seconds shy of Qatar's Abderrahman Samba, who took bronze in 47 minutes 6 seconds. Benjamin's reinstated winning time stood at 46 minutes 54 seconds, with Brazil's Alisson dos Santos taking silver in 46 minutes 84 seconds. The 21-year-old's performance still cements his place amongst the world's elite hurdlers and set a new benchmark for Nigerian athletics, offering hope for a future global podium finish. And that's our news bulletin for today. But before we go, here's a recap of our top stories. Nigerian Justice Ministry yet to deploy staff. Bandits kidnap 2 immigration officers in Benue State. Anambra rejects 2025 state ranking. Police to impound vehicles with unauthorized government official NAN's number plates. Cattle market closure, Miyetti Allah urges Kwara government's intervention. Benue commissioners to BEB chairman visit pupils injured in Ukum school explosion. On business news, Governor Mbah says Enugu to generate 1,000 megawatts from coal. And on the foreign scene, Nepal's interim prime minister vows to fix failure that led to deadly Gen Z protests. On sports, Lagos ready for international boat race. Ezekiel Nathaniel sets new Nigeria 400 mH record. Finishes fourth in Tokyo final. Thanks for watching. For breaking news, exclusive interviews and more, follow us online at ComfortTV.channel on all platforms. Remember to like and share our videos, subscribe to our channel, and click on the notification bell so you don't miss out on any updates. I am Faith Kevin. Until next time, stay safe, stay informed.